Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast, a place to discuss pain, passion, and pursuits.
Let's get it. I want to feel alive.
Breathe.
Make some moves.
Protect the throne. This is Sexy Freedom Media Podcast.
Welcome to the Sexy Freedom Media Podcast. It's your host, Helen Edwards, and
January Liddell. Aloha. I'm Dr. Gretchen Gavero. I can't believe we're all here together.
we are recording from Hawaii. And this is my first time in Hawaii, and these two live in Hawaii, so this is very exciting.
So what are we talking about today?
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm still in shock. I'm just super excited to have Helen here.
Yeah. Today's really just about, just a quick episode, just so that way we can all really just get together and talk about the passion we have in life and why we're doing this podcast, why we continue to do this podcast, why Gretchen keeps showing up and gifting us with her presence and with her knowledge, and it's just so special.
Yeah, I'm very happy you're here. Very happy you're here, and happy that we get to do this. Thank you, Dr. Gretchen, for coming today. We actually had to move things around, and Dr. Gretchen was so flexible about it. So I'm very thankful for you. So thank you. And I love that we're talking about passions because there's so much going on in our lives right now. And Helen, I want to know first with you, like, what is going on in your life, and why are you? This was the podcast that you started. So let's start with you. Like, why is this so valid and important for you?
Well, passions for me are, I've talked about it over and over again, but I think in the present moment, passion for me is being here and being present. And I'm in Hawaii, like I said, for the first time, and it's humidity. And I have to remind myself, like, okay, it's all right for it to be humid because I come from a very dry state. My skin's different, my hair is different, everything's different. And I'm also not a beach person. Like, everybody loves the beach. And everybody I've talked to is like, oh my gosh, I want to go to Hawaii and I never had this desire to come here until my son moved here and then you guys are here. And so it's funny that I'm here and my husband, who's a beach person and an ocean person, is not here. And it's like, I feel like I'm living the dream that so many dream about. So I tell myself, like, be in the present moment, find the beautiful things in life, and embrace the humidity. It's all good because this is amazing if you find the small things to find it amazing. And I know some people are like, but it's Hawaii. And it's like, okay, I know. That's how I feel about it's Ireland, like I love the cool thing I've seen so far is the mountains here. So I'm trying to find my passion for life in the small things in Hawaii right now, like seeing you girls and Jessica and Shrette, spending time with my friends who just came in, and also spending time with Jeanette, my sister, and my nephews who are just here. Like, I'm really just embracing these small moments because sure, I'm writing a book, sure, we're doing the podcast, but really the passion of life for me is just being in the moment.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you said that. I love that you said that because right before I got here, and I was just telling Dr. Gretchen here, I was telling her, there's so many things that are on my plate, so many things that I'm passionate about. And it's really hard for me to let go of certain things because I enjoy each and every one of those things, whether it be the podcast, my book, of course I have my business, and then my faith. That's 4 elements that I feel like make who I am. And so I love that you said, like, just be present. I think that's probably one thing that I need to do is just be present in the moment, because so many things can get in the way, and it can be very overwhelming if we're like, oh, there's this and this and this and this. But what you said was just perfect.
I try to take pictures and videos like real quick and then put my phone down, because I've been around friends and family and travel buddies where they're like on their phone the whole entire time. And I am like, okay, yes, document it. Yes, it's fun. Like, post it up real quick, but also, like, most of the time be in the moment and put your phone away. Like, I hear myself tell myself that. But I'm a visitor here to your island. So tell me about your passions.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm a visitor here actually because I'm originally from
Philippines, then California, and now I'm here. I've been here for over a decade, like January, and I still, each time I go around to the beautiful places that many of us visit, I still feel a lot of gratitude for this, for Hawaii, just welcoming so many people and allowing us to um, follow our passions, because this is really where I started my career after residency. This is where I landed. This is where I'm raising my family. This is where over the past couple of years, I'm like growing into the other parts of my life outside of like the hospital and the teaching work. And so as far as passion, really like what you both said, it's being in the moment, because we all have ambition and everything, and we strive for so many things. It doesn't have to be like business. It can be like, I want to raise a family, all of those things. And we get so lost in so many busy things. And, you know, in order for us to really, I think, really live, we have to tap into that balance of like slowing down and taking things in, because my passion really when it comes to mental health is to remind people that there is a balance that is unique to each of us. And I really think that it's possible to follow all of these things. So for me, it's my family. That's the first thing that I always think about. I have little kids, not so little, 11 and 6, and now we have kittens, and so and so now that we have 4. But just that, like in my family, I want us to, yeah, go to school, do work, all that stuff, but also have lots of fun, and in that togetherness and presence, that's how we learn the skills to do the other stuff, like for my kids as they get older. And so for me, I feel really lucky to have the journey I've had professionally and, school wise, and experience all that stuff, because now I feel like I have just so many things that I'm excited to share about people. And so I just want to channel all of that into the different avenues of passion that I'm doing now. And so I'm really enjoying creating content online. I'm enjoying creating my very new podcast that you have both inspired me to do. Really, I don't think it would be possible if we didn't hook up for the first time and have that very first episode and then just continue to do that. So yeah, just enjoying and taking things in, even in hard times right now, it's this moments of pause and taking in the fun experiences that really, I think, buffers us through hard times professionally, as a community, business wise.
I think you hit it on the head when the first thing you said was family, because at the end of it, the reason why we do the things that we do is because of family. So all of these different passions that we have, it's all rooted in our why, and our why is really our family. And I love that you were saying that to pause. We do need to pause, and we do need to reflect in terms of why are we driven? What drives us? And the whole driving force is our family. And I think that's probably the one thing that I feel like I need to incorporate more into my life, is having more fun with my family, because I think I'm so focused on all these different elements in my life that I'm not giving them the space to pause and to just have fun and just give them that honor, So I think that's where I'm at in terms of my passions. How about you, Helen?
Yeah, no, family. I mean, my son lives here now, so that's one of the reasons why I'm here, plus you, and then plus my family, Jeanette and the boys, they were here. So I came out here for that. And just how you said, focusing on my mental health while I'm here too has been important. In fact, me and Shrett were just telling Jessica this morning that we go back to the room and we just, both kind of take our space and have quiet time for ourselves. And we try to nap, but we're in Hawaii, so there's that excitement underlying all of it. And but taking that time out to just pause every day has just been like so nice. And it actually mirrors our life. That's what we do at home. We're big on that. We're big on like doing our day and then coming home and just like pausing for a bit and then going back out there and then coming home and re-energizing ourselves. So yeah. And we're all Virgos. So we're all I'll get to that. I'll get to that on our next podcast, but oh my gosh,
Maybe that's why we get along. 'Cause I am.
Are you? No. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. January, what are you?
I'm Aquarian.
I thought you were. You're water sign, right? Okay. No wonder you're here. That is funny.
So let's talk more a little bit about our passion. What are you passionate about besides family? What else
Yes.
are you passionate about?
Really mental health and but going at it in my own personal way because I think I I think when people hear the word mental health, there's all kinds of labels, like stigma, and also when they realize that I'm actually not just a therapist, but I'm also a medical doctor. I'm a psychiatrist, so people get confused, and now there's all the other stigma about physicians and doctors and all of that stuff. And so, I really just want to share some clarity around that and also make it really approachable for people because we all need to take care of our mental health.
Mhm.
And I think there's so many wonderful thought leaders out there and teachers and information. And I also know that we have our own things that we gravitate towards. And so maybe my style will land differently for some people. Maybe I'm for certain people and certain audiences for me. And I just want to share that. And each time my kids know that I do podcasts and put stuff on like Instagram and YouTube. But I always think about, when my kids are older, like this is the kind of advice that I would like for them to hear. And to be honest, sometimes when I'm working out, I binge listen to my just to kind of like
Oh,
That's
refresh
good.
ideas and
That's
everything.
really good.
And I listen to it in 2x and everything to get pumped up and speed it up. But man, I'm just like it's so humbling and it's so touching to hear that even if it was me talking, I listen to it as if I'm like not that, and I'm like taking in that advice and I'm thinking, wow, like I I'm so glad that I was brave enough to do that and share that because I really take in like how sometimes my patients every once in a while will say, oh, I found this or I listened to this and that was so helpful. And that's the kind of impact that I want to have. Because I really think that individually, like we can really if we are taking care of ourselves and whatever it is that you're doing, you could be a teacher, you could be a mom, you could be a server, you never know what kind of ripple you're going to have on other people that you interact or like a project that you're touching. Like it could be so life changing and life saving for some people, right? Like someone could be in their head about hurting themselves and then you just happen to be like that shining smile because you were nice to them in that moment and you could have saved that person, and I think about that all the time. And so that's my passion. Like I can see in my head and I've seen many times the ripple of just like putting complex mental health stuff into really simple applicable things that we can use day to day. I want more of that because I've seen it work so well in my personal life, like in my home life.
Congratulations on your podcast. I'm
Yes.
very happy for you and great job for listening to it. I think that's probably one thing that I don't do is there's every now and then I'll listen to our podcast. And when I do listen, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was actually really good. I'm like very impressed. So I do understand what you're saying. And I love that you're leaving an imprint for your children. So this is like your legacy portion in terms of, once we pass, they can still listen to YouTube. They can go to YouTube and hear like what mom has to say. Like if ever they're in a situation that may align with one of your podcasts, then they can say, what would mom say? And they can listen to it. So I think it's wonderful. So congratulations on your podcast.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh gosh. I am there's a lot of things I'm passionate about but the deep down core of it is I love my children, I love my husband, and I just love the fact that I have freedom. I have freedom really. And like Dr. Gretchen was saying earlier, she was telling me, you can choose. And I'm like, you're right. She's so right. She's like, you're your own business owner, you can choose what time, what day. It doesn't have to be a pressing moment. So I love that. Thanks for the reminder. I'm I'm good. I'm happy about all of the different facets that are going on in my life, and love that we're doing a podcast because just like what you said, it's just so nice to be able to leave this for our children so that they can hear what we do have to say and to make an impact on another person. I love when we get comments from other people that say, hey, that was a really important podcast and that really affected me. And that's so vital. So that's why I am passionate about doing this because we get to share our voices. That's number one. And number two, we're leaving a legacy behind. Which is awesome.
Yeah, and I think, we haven't put out an episode in a couple weeks,
Mhm.
but I thought to myself, like, I am okay. Like, everything's
Mhm.
okay. I don't feel this need to be so strategic and so mandatory with timing and schedules. And I think a lot of that comes from evolution of freedom. And I know for me, I've always been like, be like water.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be okay. Just, you're gonna get it out. People are still gonna listen. Everything's gonna be fine. There's no stress on us with the podcast as far as like sponsors and ads saying we need this out. So as of right now, we're kind of like what you told January, and January saying we have the choice, the choices in our hands. And it's the same with my book. I'm enjoying my time here. I'm not stressed out. I'm just saying to myself, like, everybody will understand. I'll understand. Everything's gonna be fine. So just enjoy the moment. Like it all kind of comes back to the present moment. And uh and also being mindful of like things I say around people and I am doing my best because I want to be like I want to be a good friend and I also want to be good energy, not just for really everybody else, but for me internally. So when I do find myself complaining, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm like, I complain about the humidity, probably too much. But I'm like, Helen, ooh, woosah, like it's fine. Your skin's gonna be fine. Like everything's gonna be fine. You're not gonna die. So yeah, it's just the present moment. But when I get back, I know I'm gonna return to focus. I'm very driven with like working out and getting my health right. And because when I've been here so far, I've been eating like lots of pastries and I love pastries. Like we went to this bakery yesterday.
Leha.
Leah, yeah. And there was so many beautiful colored pastries. And then I saw plain donuts and I was like, oh my God. I went crazy. Oh my God. I whipped out my phone, started videotaping, did selfies with them and everything. Plain donuts. I mean, it's the most simplest thing, but
She was so happy about it.
I don't ever find plain donuts like anywhere because they always got stuff on them. And I just like plain donuts. So I don't know. That was like my passion yesterday.
Enjoying the simple things in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally get. I think we're at an age where that's really what matters most is just the simple things in life. In fact, so the book that's coming out soon, so not next week, but the week after, it'll be published. That book is about things and how it's called Dynamo Junior Spending
Mm.
Spree. And he just buys he's at the swap meet and he buys all sorts of things. But then he gets the bill and he's like, what the? And then it's like mountains of things. And so in one illustration, there's two bubbles, one bubble with a lot of things, and then the other bubble with him like playing the ukulele with his friend. And it's like, which one do you want more? You know? And I don't know if I'm like reaching my midlife crisis as well. I'm like, I do just want the simple things in life, and I do want to just, like we said earlier, just slow down, slow down. There's a movie I was watching last night with Angelina Jolie. I didn't even finish it yet, but it's called Life or something like it. It's an older movie. Yeah, it's an older movie, but the what is it called? The Prophet. The Prophet tells her it's the New York or whoever was playing, they're gonna win 19-13. Made that happen. And then he also told her, and she's a newscaster, by the way. He also told her it's gonna hail. And she said, how? It's sunny. There's no way it's gonna hail. And then the third thing he told her was, "You're gonna die next week.
Oh, geez.
You're gonna die next week."
I'm like, I feel like I need to watch that if it's an
Yeah,
apocalyptic
so
type movie.
those two things, the game and also the hail, happened.
Mm.
And so she's at this like stage in her life where she's like, oh my goodness, I'm about to die next week. And so when you really ask yourself, what is really important? If I'm going to die next week, then what do I need to do
Mhm.
from now until next week? What is
Mhm.
really my priority?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where I am at right now, is what is priority, and I need to act on it, not just think about it, but actually act on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think too, and I'm sure Jessica won't mind us sharing this, but she's on dialysis. And so when she got here, the first thing we did is went back to the hotel and we're like, what do we do, Jess? Like, what can we help you with? And she's like, well, I gotta, she's documenting it. So, she's like, videotape this. And she's like explaining how she does the bags and how she warms them up and how she, puts it in her catheter and the whole 9 yards. And I'm like, all right, now what do we do? And we had the bag hanging on a lamp, and then it like kind of fell. And she's like, uh-oh. And we were like, what do we got to do? And I said, I'll hold it. So I'm like, holding. Did you see the picture? I'm holding the bag up and we're just talking and we're just waiting for the bag to drip down. And, I just was thinking like how much we've changed, but how fortunate we were to like, we've grown up together, like all of us, like our whole 20s and 30s, and now we're all in our 40s. And it's just like, wow, this is so cool, because we keep saying yes. We keep saying yes to moments like this. Like they flew out here to meet us. You said yes to coming here to do this podcast, you and Gretchen. Like these are such important moments, because we get to say, like, as time goes on, like, oh, we've united, we've intertwined our roots to grow this like beautiful blossom tree in the end. So I think about those things. So I really try, like, again, try to be present. I'm like, oh, this is so awesome. Like, I mean, not that she's on dialysis, but like that we're having this opportunity together, this like vulnerable moment. And they're off gallivanting now. So they're having their time.
Yes. And so we have our podcast with
Yes.
everybody.
I'm so happy to meet you, Gretchen.
Oh, me
I
too.
am.
It's just, I think all of this, just being in this tiny room, with the both of you, it's a concrete example of how energy is shared. Like we do influence each other. I mean, I'm all about like taking care of yourself, not comparing, like those kinds of things. But it's because when you take care of yourself, then you can be in these shared spaces, and then you can share positive energy, not in like a magical kind of way, but like in real, real way. Like if I was like hangry or something like that, and I am getting kind of angry, but if I'm irritated, or I'm in my period, those kinds of things, and I'm like bringing that energy here, I wouldn't be like as much awe in hearing your stories, but I'm just like, oh, I'm like rainbows and everything right now. It's just awesome. And hearing stories about your friend, and I love how people, whatever the limitation is, you can always, your motivation to get it done, will give you the courage to do it, to figure out a solution, even like the hardest things. And I know, when I post things online, sometimes I think about, oh, this is too basic. And here and there I get comments like, it doesn't apply to everyone. Yeah, it doesn't apply to everyone. It doesn't apply to every situation. And there are very big situations that require very big solutions, right? And it's not like from a 30-second thing that you post online. Right. But those 30-second things and the small habits, so like things like this, the pausing, those are super important to carry you through those hard things. Like if the being in Hawaii together as friends and sharing that we've known each other for 20 years, those are the things that had it be okay to figure out what's happening with a dialysis bag, right? And that your attention is on, well, what's tomorrow? What's after this? Where are we going to eat next?
Yeah.
So I love that we're talking about these, because people, we all need to hear it. Yeah, every once in a while. These are reminders that we forget.
And you know what?
Totally.
We've actually known each other for what, a year, over a year. maybe a year and a half now.
Mhm.
And that I was thinking about that. I was like, I know her, but then I
Yeah.
seen you and I was like, oh my God, you're smaller than I thought. And you told me you were small, but I don't know. I can't calculate small until you were next to January. And I was like, oh my gosh, she's so cute and little, but like you got such a big energy to you. Like you could tell right away. I was like, whoa, I'm scared. Like if I get too close, I'm gonna like fly away. It's like- You're just so cute though.
She has
And
a
you
lot of
look
energy.
exactly like you do on
Oh,
camera, on your pictures. You know how some people they don't look exact. Like I'm really filtered right now and I look really awesome. But I'm gonna say
awesome.
but you look exactly like your pictures and videos. It's so wild. Yeah.
Can I just give a quick credit to my husband for all that?
Oh.
Because he is really like he's the partner in all of the things that I'm putting online, even my podcast, some of the ideas and all of that stuff. And we're talking about like passion and gratitude, actually. And we're talking about legacy with family. One of my favorite things when I'm doing content and podcasts, including my shorts, actually, is because he's there with me now. Like, when I was starting, I was doing it on my phone, on my own, kind of like shy. But now he is my cameraman. He is my podcast editor. So everything that I'm saying, actually, he hears.
Oh.
And so when I'm talking about like self-doubt, perfectionism, conflict, those kinds of things, like sometimes like he brings it up when we're like in a conversation. And he's like, you said not to do this. And I'm like, oh man, it's making an impact. So,
Wow.
but also I think, that's super special to share something like that with him.
Mhm.
And going back to how I look the same, he is my video editor. So he knows so much about color and everything. And so I'm learning a lot from him too.
Oh, we need to give him a call.
I know. Great job.
Wow.
I love it. Well, I think we need to wrap this up. We have another podcast to do. So, Gretchen, thank you.
Thank you,
Oh
Gretchen.
my gosh, thank you so much for everything that you're doing, for thinking about me and inviting me and having me every several months here. It's always it's always an exciting time whenever I have a space with both awesome energies, like really beautiful people, super kind hearts that are just doing great things for all of us. So thank you so much.
I'd like you to just give a piece of valuable information to everybody listening who may be going to Hawaii or on a vacation trip. What would be like the ultimate piece of advice for helping them just be in the present moment during their travels?
Okay, a few advices, and I'll keep it short. Logistically, I think don't pack your days. If there is something that you're gonna do, like I really want to go do this hike or check out this thing, just plug in one must do in a day, and then have the rest of your day just be like aloha time. Go with the flow, and and Hawaii is beautiful, but Hawaii is like any other places that have its challenges. So it's not all beaches and white sand and everything. There's traffic, there's stuff on some streets that are like messy, and that's okay. And we keep it real. And you know, just take it in and be this is all about like respecting each other and respecting the land, respecting the people. So yeah, just if something ticks you off, brush it off and move on.
I like that. I do that.
And finally, like, yeah, it's just really being present. So just like mental health wise, remember your calming nervous system really activates when you are on not tunnel vision, meaning, and Hawaii is an outdoors place. And so really make use of the time when you're out there sitting on the beach and you're looking out in the ocean, when you're out there hiking the mountains and you're looking at the beautiful clouds. Even when it rains, unless it's a hurricane, when it rains, it'll stop. So just be patient and take in how your body is responding to nature. We know that that is so good for your nervous system. And so, especially if this is a visit for you, grab that time.
I love that.
I love the way that you said it. You said it perfectly.
Perfectly.
Thank you.
It was a good reminder for
Yeah.
myself too.
Great reminder for me too.
Go outside.
And I've been here for 25 years. So
Yes,
it's a great
yes.
reminder.
All right. Well, that we'll wrap it up there. And thank you everybody for following us and listening to us. And please, if you've had any valuable information, we'd love to hear your review. And please share this episode with your friends. Gretchen, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube at The Mental Path, and it has all my links, including podcast links.
January, where can they find you?
You can find me January Liddell with 2Ds and 2Ls.com. You can also find me Anchor Financial LLC on Facebook and Instagram, and Alina the Honeymaker, both on Facebook and Instagram. Helen, where can you find you?
Oh yeah, you can find me. You can find me on Hell of a Journey. That's HELOF and the word journey. And you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, just add a 1, and follow me on Facebook, which is Sexy Freedom Media. And you can follow my journey. I'm writing my sequel to Nothing Sexier Than Freedom called What's Sexier Than Freedom? Think of that question and the answer. Yes, so please give us a like, give us a follow, and please review our podcast. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. See ya. Ahia.
Aloha.
Want to hear more?
Visit us at sexyfreedommedia.com.